What up? What up? Appreciate you coming through. I want to get into some natural advantages that men have, some innate qualities and abilities that men have that will always give them an advantage in this society. It's no conspiracy theory. We live in a gynocentric society where the laws favor women if it favors anybody. Men get the short end of the stick. We held more accountable. And it's all good. We're going to handle our responsibilities. I want to get this disclaimer. I come in peace. I'm part of the solution. I'm not making this video to diss women. The top 6-7 people in my life are women. Most of them related. So it'll never be that. We just live in a society where men, a lot of us suffer from esteem issues. We don't know our value. And we need more support. So this is just to reassure men that they do have value in this society. Number one, men are physically stronger, faster, superior to women on average. We have bigger lungs, bigger heart, even a bigger brain on average. This helps us lift things, move things. And it also adds an extra layer of protection. If the bad guy jumps out, it helps to have somebody who's bigger, stronger, faster, physically superior than you that's going to jump and take on the bad guy before you have to. And that's why men, we got like 99.9% of all physical labor jobs. Construction, plumbing, firefighting, landscaping. The next thing is emotional regulation. And I know you hear about emotional intelligence a lot and women have superior emotional intelligence. Maybe they do feel more, and when they don't feel, they feel less. I don't know. But I put more emphasis on emotional regulation, where we are able to kind of guide and control our emotions. And when you get to know most women, even if on the outside they seem confident or they do this and they got this, most of them suffer from a level of depression, anxiety, low self-esteem. They're probably not confident. Often it's the opposite of what they portray. Many times this can lead to irrational thoughts and behavior when you can't control your emotions. You'll say anything to win an argument, and you might say something you can't take back. It helps to be able to regulate your emotions, which leads into men just have a more stable mood, period. Hormones going all over the place that throw off your chemicals. Happy 1 minute, sad the next, happy 1 minute, upset the next. Steady emotions, steady minded. It's a great benefit because you're more consistent when you're trying to accomplish goals and stay focused. So it's always going to help to have a more stable mood where you're making rational decisions instead of rash decisions that you're going to regret later due to a mood swing, right? The next thing is men are more handy. We'll change a light bulb. We'll jumpstart a battery. Cut the grass, fix things around the house, put up a fence. And back in the day, men were much more handy. They did roofing, they laid tile, concrete. They were just very handy. And even my stepdad, he tried to show me all of these things, but I wasn't interested. But still, just being around women and seeing certain things, the average man is much more handy and willing than the average woman. So if you're handy, it's going to cut down a lot of expenses in your life and your partner's life if you can fix things around the house, because a handyman, let me tell you. Next is critical thinking. The ability to analyze a situation and make a logical decision. Critical thinking. You hear females say things that I never heard a man say. For instance, oh, I only cheated because he cheated. Well, number one, you only cheat because you're a cheater. As a man, why would I cheat and compromise who I am, my integrity, because someone else did it? I could leave. That's the rational thing to do. Why would I jeopardize my body health and maybe not even know who my baby daddy is because someone else did it? I don't see, I've heard dozens of females say this in my personal life. I've never once heard a man say I cheated because my partner cheated. Anytime a man cheated, it's just he wanted to get off, right? And this ties into the next point, self-accountability. Society holds men at a different standard. You do the same crime, you're going to get more time as a man. There's less patience with you as a grown-up, as a man living with your parents, less tolerance when you don't have a job, less homeless shelters if you fall on your ass, and it trickles down to personal responsibility because we're not going to cheat just because our partners cheat. We do things because that's who we are, that's what we stand by, that's what we own, good or bad, because the courts, the police, society, they're going to hold us accountable, and we must do that on an individual level. Next, men don't engage in group think as much, right? Women are more affected by church, social media, family, friends, media in general, colleagues. Women take into account other people's opinions and thoughts more than men, right? I don't give a damn if my homeboys think my girl look good. A girl worried about, most of the time, I'm not saying all, but a lot of time they worried about what their friends think, what their mom and it's just like, when you're a man, you're more of a free thinker. They have all of these people in associations pulling their minds 1,000 different places, and they'll never be sure of themselves. But as a man, an independent thinker, you can create your own level of moral reasoning outside of social norms and the societal standards. For example, society might tell you don't have more than one woman, but you might get to a point as a man where you realize, like, hey, people have more than one woman in different religions, different countries, and different times in history. If I'm taking care of what I need to take care of and I'm honest with everybody, there's absolutely nothing wrong with me having multiple partners. The next thing we have as a man is we can attract mates in more ways than females can in general. There's always exceptions. Generally, people ain't just gonna like you for who you are. What you got to offer, are you somewhere near their level, right? Men, we can attract women with money, looks, status, possessions, charisma. Most men initially care about looks. Forget your car, your job, what you do, how you look. That's what gets you in the door initially, and all the other stuff is a bonus. I would say women looking for deeper stuff, intelligence, sense of humor, integrity, wisdom. But most people in our society, male and female, we're not really looking for those deeper qualities, and they're a plus when you get them. Unless you're just a real high-minded person, you're not really looking for those deep qualities, which are the most important, because you're going to get old one day, all this other shit fade away. But we just got to deal with reality. You're going to have more options as a man if you also play the superficial game. Deep down, most women and men, but especially women, are superficial. So yeah, do all of this other stuff and have integrity and build principles, and that's number one. And do it for yourself. And hopefully you find a genuine woman that can appreciate that. But if you want more options, you got to play the superficial game to an extent. Next is creativity and imagination. Men typically entertain women more on dates. And if a woman is entertained and is not expected, men are typically more funny. They can think quicker with spontaneous, random thoughts. albeit silly sometimes. You think of just poets, the top authors, directors, comedians, painters, artists in general. Men just have a certain level of creativity that, a lot of women don't. The next thing is reality based. Most men don't deal in some bullshit utopia where things are somehow the way they're supposed to be, but they're really not. We just don't have time for that. We deal with what it is and we try to find solutions to the problems. We accept harsh truths because when we accept it and deal with it, it helps us better maneuver through society. No fairy tale bullshit, right? We know the system ain't built for us. We know it ain't shit. School, marriage, legal, medical, but it's a part of life, so we deal with it. Idealism will get you nowhere. Hold yourself accountable and deal in reality. Lastly, we can kill bugs. And I know it sounds silly, but when you got a 3-4 inch bug with 17 legs on a wall and it's just sitting there and it got wings and can fly at any point, a man comes in handy. Men have a lot of good qualities. Never ever let anyone minimize you as a man. Never ever think that a woman is out of your league. Our society, it values finances and everything. So if a woman places that much emphasis on finances, cool, let her think. But for you as a man, you got to know you always add value because no man can do every single thing better than you if you're a functioning man, let alone every woman. So one way or another, you add value. I cringe when I hear people say somebody's out of their league. This your one freaking existence. You here on earth and somebody's better than you. Find a positive trait list and just do it even if you're confident. Find a good, I'm going to put one in the description box too, a link to one where y'all can just click on it. But find a positive trait list and identify your positive qualities and list them down and review them every once in a while. You should be able to do 6, 7 off the top of your head. But if you go down a list, you probably got 20, 25, 30 great qualities. Another thing we need to do is go over a hobbies and activity list. If you don't have many hobbies or you want to find something new, go over a list, and the list might even help you think of something that's closely related to something on the list, even if it's not on the list. But we got to have our hobbies. We got to have activities. We got to try new things. We got to keep ourselves active and moving. Never let a female judge you as far as being a man. If they want to judge you as being a romantic partner, leave it at that. I had a man bigger, stronger than me, 30 years old, coming in my office, and he wanted to talk about being a man. But the first thing he said was what some random lady said on Instagram on a podcast. Listen, pull it from within yourself. Pull it from other men who you respect. Don't go listening to these podcasts, to these women telling you how to be a man. Chances are their message is dipped in some feminism and some gynocentrism. And that's not the right message for you. Because what females want and think, and this can change on a whim, it can be a trend today and gone tomorrow. So find it yourself. Don't change anything to appease anybody. Never value people's opinion who don't even got their damn self together. But as a man, believe in yourself, keep growing, keep progressing, keep developing, keep gaining knowledge, keep gaining wisdom, and find your truth outside of this society. Peace.